It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for hanging out with me today for another song breakdown and reaction. So today's episode is one that I've been looking forward to for a while. I wanted to do it yesterday, but didn't quite have time to. So today is a Sunday episode for you all. We are going back to the band Queen. I have done one Queen song on the channel previous to this, and that was March of the Black Queen, and I was enthralled by it. It's the first time I'd ever heard it. Today's song is another one from the 70s era that I have not yet heard, and a bunch of folks have suggested it, including Seth on the channel. Thanks, Seth, for suggesting this one. It is called The Prophets Song, and this one was written by Brian May, and it was released on the album A Night at the Opera, which was Queen's fourth studio album that was released in the year 1975. So I've looked a little bit at the lyrics. It looks lovely. And I also actually found some quotes by Brian May about this piece that I want to share with you. Apparently, he had a dream, and the dream inspired some of the lyrics to this piece, or at least the perspective of the piece. And his dream was about the Great Flood. And of course, there are many religions around the world that historically have this Great Flood story in their canon. In the Bible, it's the story of Noah's Ark, right? And so he says that he had this dream many years before the song came to its final form. He wasn't trying to push any religious agenda with the lyric, but he did say this. In the dream, people were walking on the streets trying to touch each other's hands, desperate to try and make some sign that they were caring about other people. He says he felt that the trouble must be, and this is one of his many obsessions, that people don't make enough contact with each other. It's a feeling that runs through a lot of the songs that Brian writes. He says that it is a feeling that runs through a lot of the songs that I write is that if there is a direction to mankind, it ought to be a coming together. And at the moment being back in 1975, he didn't think that that was happening very well. Well, sad to say, Brian, I don't think it's still happening very well. We're trying as hard as we can and to get everybody on the same page and everybody to come together. So I believe that the lyrics in this piece and the overall meaning and call in this piece is still applicable today. So it's one that that can continue to sustain us and lift us up. So let's take a listen to The Prophets Song by Queen. Here we go. That is that an Indian instrument? No, it's a Eastern. Pretty. Looks like a koto, maybe? Japanese instrument? Except that's a guitar.
Storm that gathers near. Listen to the wise
Sounds like Queen. Listen to the wise man.
dreamed I saw on a moonlit stair, spreading his hands on the multitude there. Man who
Sounds like they're in A minor.
gone stale and ice cold hearts of charity bear. Much there's fear to the old man's gaze, hopes of the young in trouble raise. I see no day, I heard him say, so great is the face of every martyr.
Ascending bass line, and that chromatically ascending bass line.
For soon the cold of night will fall, summoned by your own hand.
It's a different chord than the last time they came to that section. Again, every time they get to the end of that little section, they give us a different chord that they land on. I'm trying to figure out what all of them are. There's that ascending chromatic line again. This is in D minor. There's another chord. All of those chords that they land on at the end of those sections. Huh, 2x2, Noah's Ark. They're in a new key. Where are they? The pictures are wonderful too, aren't they?
People, can you hear me? And now I know, and now I know, and now I know that you can hear me.
Canon. How fun is that?
Now I know. Now the earth will shake into will break. The earth will shake into will break.
It sounds like he's just doing it sounds like he's just doing a classic or a delay, right? Singing just one line and then it's being repeated on a delay. I'm wondering if he had the ability to hear himself, if they were able to make that delay happen. And so you sing one part and it becomes a canon, right? Where it happens at the same pitch level, just a certain number, a little bit of time later, right? And if you sing one thing and then it happens again and you sing a different thing at the time that happens, you can create harmonies with yourself and counterpoint. And that seems like what he's doing. Cool stuff. Let's keep going. It's 3 delays, or it's 3 times.
Now I know, now I know, now I know, now I know, now
Major third,
now I know,
perfect fifth, dominant 7, dominant 9. That was a B flat dominant. He just built up a B flat dominant 9th chord.
listen to the wise, listen to the wise, listen to the wise, listen to the wise man.
This is so cool. This is now. No, it's backwards. Now they're doing canon in 3-part harmony. No, it's over here. Suspended chord. How cool was that? stole my outfit. It's my PJs. Sounds like they moved to E minor for this section. Down to A. Goes back to D minor. Cool. There's that ascending line. There's a guitar solo.
But still I fear, still I dare not laugh at the
Major. It's the first time that the end of that sequence ended on that D major chord. It landed on, like, I think every time they picked a different chord. Like every time at the end of that sequence, they picked not only just a chord that's different, but a different chord. Each of them are different, I think. Okay, back to the beginning. It looks like a coda, but it looks like a small coda. That thing he was playing. Yeah. It ends on the 5 chord? Huh. It ended on a C chord. What's the ending bit again? Hang on a sec. They were hanging out in D minor, right? And D minor's relative major is F major. Yeah, it was a 5 of 5, a G major chord to a C chord, and then a harmonic on C, and then it ends. Is it supposed to go into a different piece? Like the last one we did, we ended up having, now I don't remember the piece that March of the Black Queen went into, but we ended up going into that other piece because the ending chord of one song was the starting chord of another. Wow, the Prophet Song. I absolutely loved the canon in that. I can't believe I've never heard of that before. I will teach that when the next time I'm teaching canon to some students. It's basically, it's row, row, row your boat, right? Everybody sings the same line, but you sing it at different times, and it creates harmonies on top of itself, right? As the melody moves to a new spot, and the old part of it takes over, right? And it goes like that. But that was so interesting, the way that Freddie Mercury played with all of those sounds and creating harmonies with himself. And then the whole band was like 3-part harmony, and all that was in canon at the same time. Remarkable. The one thing that I always marvel about with Queen's music is that they don't take the easy road of just verse, chorus, verse, chorus. They're not that kind of rock band, right? They're Queen. Every one of their songs feels like they have something to say, and as you're going along, it's a journey. It's never just returning to this general idea. They do return to that da-da-dee-da-dum, dee-da-dee-da-dum, ba-da-dee-dum, bum, right? They keep coming back to that. But at the end of that little section, every single time, they picked a different chord, right? They're like, well, let's end this on just whatever, right? We're along the journey and we're not ending in the same place every time. Totally cool. I love all of Brian May's songs that I've heard from them. I need to spend more time listening to Queen. Totally fun stuff. Seth and everybody, thanks for suggesting this song. We'll keep at it with Queen. We'll keep including them. I definitely want to get into some of the Highlander soundtrack because that music is really epic, and I know that stuff a little bit better, and it'd be fun to include on the channel as well. But for today, I think that's it. Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Father's Day. And thanks for hanging out with me as we listen to the Prophets song by Queen. Quite a neat track. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time for another edition of The Daily Doug.